What is going on, guys? Houndish here, and today Trials of Osiris has returned to Destiny, and this weekend's map is Firebase Delphi, which is pretty cool because it is the final Trials of Osiris before the April update, and this has also been up once before in year 2 as a map, and it's a very interesting map with a lot of kind of close quarters combat, but some awkward long lines of sight as well, which make it kind of a varied map in terms of playstyle, but also a tricky map too, in my opinion. So I'm going to talk about the map and everything like that, but firstly, loot drops this week are gauntlets at 5 wins and hand cannons at 7 wins on a card. So if you want either of those, this is the week to grind. So most engagements on the map are going to kind of center around the middle room where Zone B normally is, and these are mostly kind of close quarters engagements, but there are some longer lines of sight down through the hallways on either side of Zone B and from the kind of ramp area that leads down to the outside of the map, and most of the time you're going to want to get into these lanes and this area in general fairly quickly and fairly aggressively when you can, or at least that's what's worked for me so far. So you can be kind of more standoffish if you want, but this map is very kind of nade spam heavy, so pushing into territories can be pretty difficult for that reason. So overall, you're going to want to kind of take control of that central area of the map, or you know, the ramp area as well seems pretty effective. And if you're sniping on the map, you'll need to take advantage of the narrow lines that kind of run through these areas into the hallways. But if you're out in the kind of bigger section of the map where the large round doors are, you can obviously get a few more longer range engagements, and sniping in this area when pushing or defending heavy spawns or going for the capture zone is pretty effective overall. So overall on the map, if you are sniping, keep your distance, kind of avoid that nade spam or getting rushed at close range in those closer areas of the map. And you're going to need to be kind of fairly fast sniper, fairly snappy to, you know, kind of be super effective as a sniper on this map. But shotguns on this map can be very effective too. I'd almost say kind of close to how shotguns play out on the Drifter. You've got a lot of those kind of similar engagement distances and kind of sizes around the map. I would recommend having a kind of primary with decent range if you are going to run a shotgun, and I'm running Doctrine and Party Crasher right here, which is pretty limited for me in PvP most of the time, but on this map I found it kind of with the right aggression you can be pretty good with this, so you just kind of need to pick your battles. And speaking of nade spam, there are tons of kind of lightning nade angles, plus people like to kind of smoke and firebolt doorways or angles on approach as always in Trials, but it just kind of seems amplified on this map, so be careful of kind of nade spam and things like that. It's definitely a little bit trickier because of how close quarters and how many kind of objects and walls there are to stick things to. But on this map, one thing I have found is that it's very easy to push heavy spawns, and I found this last time in Trials of Osiris on this map as well, and you can do it from either side, and sniping can be pretty good here as well. So if you say have 2 teammates push up to the big doors and kind of get the attention and pressure the enemy team, and another stand up top on the ledge that kind of goes into Zone B, you can get some pretty good pushes and great angles on enemy teams. And again, grenades are super effective for locking a team off their heavy, at least kind of temporarily, and I really like pushing heavies on this map. It's one of the most effective maps I've found for pushing heavies. Just make sure you get there kind of fast if you do want to do it, and make sure you account as well for all the enemies while you're kind of doing this, because you don't want one to kind of sneak back behind you, grab your heavy and steal it, because obviously that would be a bit of a nightmare. And if it does come down to zone capture on this map, it's up on the kind of suspended box in the map section between both of the heavy spawns just outside of Zone B. But overall with the map, you know, I think aggression can be very effective if you communicate with your team as well, and if people are kind of standoffish on the map behind doorways and everything like that, make sure you kind of use your snipers to your advantage and try to avoid pushing through doorways to your enemy, you know, when they can see you, because the nade spam on the map, like I said, is pretty high, and that's a lot of times where you'll get killed kind of trying to push on this map. But overall it's very fun and fast kind of paced map potentially as well in some games. There's some varied kind of playstyles and a tricky kind of design in general for this kind of content, so I find it a pretty fun map to play on. But hopefully you guys have found these kind of tips and thoughts interesting. Let me know down below anything you think about Firebase Delphi for Trials of Osiris. But whatever you get up to, hope the video has been useful and that you have an awesome time inside of Trials this weekend. So drop me a like and comment down below if you have enjoyed the video, and if you're new to the channel, you want to see a lot more Destiny content, feel free to hit that subscribe button for a lot more. But for now, you guys take it easy. I'll catch you very soon.